Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? You guys are doing fantastic. Listen, Zebec Army, you guys have been absolutely killing it with the support. So I just want to say thank you guys so much. You guys are the absolute best. Listen, I just want to address one comment because I actually saw this, right? I came to check on the Zebec Twitter if there's anything new, which by the way, 144,000 views, which is what we love to see, right? Someone said this: I don't trust Zebec. Why, when the market dumps, Zebec pumps, and vice versa? Something is odd about it, in my opinion. People always are saying they don't trust until it starts moving, then they're crying because they missed it. Nah, I invested in real utility. Not gonna miss anything. Even if it pumps, my trust is not there. Other utilities have 100% my trust. And this guy said, so when do you believe crypto is real utility? When it's too late, just like every crypto in the beginning, everyone says it's a scam, which is true. Everyone calls everything a scam, which just get out of crypto at that point. I mean, Jesus. When Bitcoin first came out, it was a scam too. Everything is a scam until it's too late. And then this guy says he's right. The fact that there's so much manipulation with ZBEC is a red flag. Other new coins with utility, like Ondo Finance, right, doesn't behave like this. I'm not telling anyone what to do because it's their money. Just be cautious. Now, listen, this guy's comment is a little bit more fair. This guy is just kind of whatever. Listen, how do I break this news? If your coin is not being manipulated, you are going to lose. Once again, if your crypto is not being manipulated, your coin is going to lose. Before we jump into Zbec, I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to show you guys something because some people think I'm insane for the way I view these markets. But I promise you, when you see the same thing, you're going to understand. Listen, we talk about this. There's good manipulation, there's bad manipulation. What is good manipulation? Good manipulation is when, the markets are doing their thing. They're accumulating, they're taking out certain liquidity points, they're going into certain specific zones because there's a purpose. Bad manipulation is when you pretty much get pumped and dumped on, right? When you get into a crypto, the owners sell off, the coin dies. That's bad manipulation, insider trading. Okay. And the reality is, people, this whole world is manipulated. The news is manipulated. The crypto market's manipulated. Every type of market is manipulated. Okay, people manipulate each other. I mean, this is just the world we live in. So, newsflash to these people. Anyways, um, by the way, right, let's address 2 points. They said, well, ZBEC is selling off, the markets are going up. ZBEC, it's kind of doing its own thing, right? You got to remember, ZBEC was going sideways for roughly a year before it finally expanded, right? It's not 100% on the same wavelength as the rest of crypto. Okay. It was doing its own thing while other cryptos were pumping during 2024 and stuff. You know, ZBEC didn't do anything, it just accumulated. So, yeah, when it was finally time to get out of this huge, massive zone, you know, when the spotlight started to get onto ZBEC, yeah, it just kind of it does its own thing, and we've known about this because even when ZBEC was kind of pumping in late May and in June already started to sell off, I remember Bitcoin was still kind of doing its own thing. It was kind of selling off. It wasn't fully correlated. Um, you know, Obviously it has a little bit of an impact, but it's kind of doing its own thing, and that sometimes happens, right? That sometimes happens. But listen, let me show you something. Let me show you something real quick. Right, we're gonna look at Jasmine. Okay, this is Jasmine, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so you see Jasmine, right? Boom, has a bottom, 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 and practically near a double top. Right, you see this. Now let me show you Caspa. It is almost near the same identical chart. Sure, right? This top is clearly higher than this one, but it is literally like the same structure, right? Bottom, bottom, higher, bottom. I mean, there's not much of a difference. So yeah, the markets are getting manipulated. Oh, guess what? Ondo looks kind of similar too, right? It's not 100% similar, but it kind of looks similar too. Render, guess what? Render literally also is very similar, right? Some coins are going to be almost near identical, some are going to be very similar. And that is just the reality. We go to something like ICP, right? ICP has also something similar where it has a bottom, higher bottom, higher bottom, right? All the markets are suggesting that we're going to start pumping soon. So, but like Caspa and Jasmine, right? Caspa and Jasmine, they look almost near identical. Why? Because that's manipulation. Welcome to the markets, my friends. Welcome to the markets. Anyways, enough about that. All right, enough about that. I don't know what people were crying about. Utility. I mean, do we even need to go through Zebec? I mean, not really. The thing is, if you're already watching his videos, you probably already know what Zebec is, and you're here more for the technical analysis. And Zebec has a ton of utility. It has a ton of foundation. It has a great team, right? We saw last time the growth between I think May and June was great, right? The partnerships are coming, the money's coming, the holders are coming. There's no reason to complain, right? And I know people that hold this crypto aren't complaining, but I just don't get people in society. Seriously, I don't get people. I don't understand. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into the actual technical analysis. We know that we broke this trend line, roughly a couple days ago, probably by now. We broke this trend line, but we still could have made a choice, right? We were having higher bottoms each time, but we're also having lower bottom or lower highs each time. And then we made a decision. We broke below. We officially shifted structure. We went below the zone. Right, at one point we're a double bottom, but then we just failed. We went lower. Then we can see when we did pull up, we were just simply retesting off of this zone, right? Kind of creating a resistance. And we said, there might have been potential reversal signs down here at 0.0048. But the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, the 4-hour candles were extremely weak, right? The 4-hour candles were extremely weak. And even on the hourly, nothing really suggested it, except maybe at one point, you know, I guess at 6 p.m. it was looking good, but then when we actually look at the candle itself, by the time the hourly closed, right, it did not look good. And the hourly even shows very, very well. Like Zebec, right, I might start leverage trading this pair because Zebec is super, super nice in terms of fundamentals. I mean, seriously, we have a top, lower, and lower, double bottom, lower bottom. I mean, the fundamentals, the way this crypto trades, it's so beautiful. Yeah, it is manipulated, buddy. It's manipulated in a beautiful way, which is why this thing is going to pump super, super hard. Listen, as of right now, there are zero signs of us going up, but do not be afraid. Do not be afraid, right? We know corrections are normal. We know corrections are normal. They are healthy, right? If we do pull down further, ladies and gentlemen, right, then this is probably where we're going to really start reversing. 0.0042 is going to be your most likely last area where you're going to really be able to kind of get in for a good price, right? If you did miss this whole wave, right? I don't think we're going to be seeing these lows again, right? That we might spike a little bit, maybe into the 3.8, the 3.9. But other than that, we should really not be seeing any of these lows really get hit once again, right? Anywhere from 0.0024 to 0.0035, it should really not be going there because, right, we knew that this was pretty much the main support and resistance, which is why, when we attempted to break it, right, we kind of failed the first time back in early to mid July. We sold off a little bit. We attempted again. It was kind of 50-50, and then we finally bursted through it. So now this is just going to be a simple retest, pullback to then spring further up to then contest the all time highs. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, right? For me, this is one of those things where I am not worried, and neither should you, right? There are zero signs. And the way ZBEC is trading very fundamental. If there was an aggressive break, kind of like this, when we had it in the beginning of June, then I would be like, yeah, you know what? That is a huge momentum shift. And most likely we would be looking to be going lower and lower. But the reality is, ZBEC's trading very, very fundamentally and very slowly to the downside. I mean, we can even look at these daily candles with the way they're trading, right? Boom. If you take it even from the wick to, I guess, technically where it closes, 8.7% in one day. When we go from here, go like this, 3.8%, right? It's not really that big. Yeah, it's a couple percent each day is kind of chunking down. We got to realize all of this will be probably recovered in a single week, right? Even if we were to sell off this week and hypothetically next week, would probably recover in 1 week. That is just how the markets go. You got to realize investors, market makers, they want to pump stuff. They really, really do. So for them, it's one of those things where selling is not super encouraged, but it's a must. It's a must for the markets to function. Right? Like I said before, it's just the same way you go to sleep, you know, you drink and eat and go to the washroom, replenish yourself. It's the same thing for the markets. When they start selling off in most contexts, then they're just simply resting so they can just pump again. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Let me know what you guys think. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.